each other.
Your camera's right here.
I'm that camera.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And
So-
we are live once again.
Oh, we live, baby.
From Orange County Convention Center, RoofCon 5, Orlando, Florida. How the hell you guys doing today?
We're good.
Phenomenal, baby. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Man.
It is. We got Dashaun Bryant. We got Chris Hofstra with Lead Scout, the
Mhm.
Roof Hustler. So what's cracking, man? What's happening? What have you been up to?
Oh man, we just been making impact, changing lives. Well, I don't say I changed lives. We just been pointing lives in the direction for change, right? And we got the Best Hustler Academy going, and we just continuing to take this momentum and build it. I would like to think I could be lying, but I think that when people first kind of see me, it's like, what's this guy? But we're here for the long run, man.
Yeah.
So they might as well just get used to it in the next few years. Really trying to blow this thing up at a very high level, but it's been a phenomenal year.
Listen, you have been blowing it up for a while now. Now, this academy that you have, let's talk a little more about this academy.
Mhm.
What's this about?
So it's the Best Hustler Academy. It's our online training platform. It's a little bit different than what other people do. So we one of the first online platforms, at least from my knowledge, we do sales and marketing. So we're teaching the door-to-door sales mindset, strategies, tactics, principles, and we're doing the same thing for marketing. And my partner Bruce Leffler, he owned the Best Roofer Marketers. He cold called me, man, on Facebook, and I was super reluctant, like, man, who the heck this guy is, blah blah blah. And we did a few discovery calls as far as like getting to know each other as people. And now we got the academy going. We got a whole team behind it. Right now we got about 15 people in the academy, but hey, slow motion better than no motion, baby.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we building this thing up. Also, we're a little bit different than most people when it comes to like onboarding in the academy because we don't charge per person. We just charge per company.
Okay.
So we don't, because some people are like, oh man, you got multiple users using one account. And we like, let's just open it up to everybody from the get-go.
That's cool. That's a
So,
great
yeah.
idea. That's a great idea.
Makes it simple.
Yeah, for sure. So are you going to people's companies and training them?
Still doing both.
Okay.
Still doing on sites, and we
Yeah.
got the academy. The beauty of the academy, let's say if you sign up for the academy, we got a RoofCon special, $500 a month if you
Nice.
sign up at RoofCon. But if you sign up for the academy, it gives you discounts on site training.
Sure.
Okay.
So it go hand in hand.
All right. And then are you providing like a portal
Yep.
after that, like for continuous training? And
Exactly. That's what the academy doing.
Stuff like that?
So
Okay.
it's like pre-recorded video. So after we train a company, we want to get them enrolled into the academy, give them ongoing training, come with 2 coaching calls a month. I do one, Bruce one, then we do a combo one. So they continuously getting the Q&A. They're getting to stay around the fire because after you train a company, what's the problem? The guy that got them going is gone.
Mhm.
And then what's the problem? The owner never was able to get them going.
Right.
So they bring you in to get them going, then you leave, and then disruption happens, right? Like they go through issues in their personal life, they get a flat tire, like whatever, any type of disruption. And I always tell people you'll never rise to the occasion, right? You'll only drop to your level of training. So when disruption happens, what they do, they revert back to what they know.
Oh yeah.
They go back down to isolating, not talking about their problem, whatever it may be. So staying in the academy, we able to help them through their disruptions or anything that they're dealing with. So we keep them around the fire to keep them, warm, hot, and still operating at the level that we got them at when we came out.
Okay. And this is based around door knocking.
Yeah. So yeah. It's based around door knocking. It's based around sales in general. But unfortunately, I've been doing this for 8 years now. I've been building the brand for 6 years, and now I'm pigeonholed into the door-to-door thing.
Okay.
And I don't fight it,
Yeah.
but everybody like, oh, Dashaun, the door-to-door guy, and it's like, no, I teach principles, strategies, tactics, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing about our industry, most people go door-to-door, so that's the focus on how to get them to do that.
Yeah.
But if your guys did retail, we'll just teach them the same strategies, principles, and tactics to get them better at that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, it is geared around door-to-door.
Okay. Okay.
So
cool.
speaking of that, what are some things that you felt like you learned from Bruce on that side of things, the digital marketing, that maybe you weren't exposed to in the sales, and maybe vice versa? Some things that
That's a really good question. Nah, Bruce, so I know it's simple, right? Because most people are like, well, duh, but Bruce exposed me to like mass emails. He exposed to me like the marketing side of things as far as like, I've never paid for marketing with Roof Hustlers. My 6 years of doing this thing, I've never paid out of pocket for no marketing. And, we're doing great things. So it was so organic with Bruce, like, nah, let's invest a couple $1,000s into doing this. And, hey, we need to pay somebody to do this. And we got people do all this stuff that I typically do. He's like, nah, we're not doing that. Like, we got other people doing those things. So we just started our own like marketing and advertising. And he texted me the other day. He said, hey, man, we just got our first deal off of marketing. And I'm like, oh shoot, I ain't have to talk to nobody.
Nice.
So it's new for me because it's not what I do, but I know it's what's necessary to go to that next level. But Bruce done taught me a lot.
I think it's really cool, kind of that yin to the yang.
Yeah.
Because for those out there that, we don't spend any money in marketing, we just knock doors. You can bring in that perspective. And then the other side, it's like, well, we never knock doors. We just hire marketing and stuff like that. You can bring in that. So what are some examples of kind of low hanging fruit for someone that's like, well, we just knock doors. We don't do marketing. What does that look like for them? And then also for those that don't knock doors, like how do you bring them to that? What's that?
So you saying
step?
what's low hanging fruit for marketing?
Yeah, like what's something that gets somebody doing something they weren't doing before on the door knocking side or the sales side versus the marketing side? Because obviously you can't just jump into it. If marketing's new to you, like how do you get involved in it?
And I'll be honest with you, like I'm still learning because I still don't. In my mind, I still don't do marketing. You know what I'm saying? With Roof Hustlers, but like Bruce is teaching me, like for the example, this weekend we collecting names and emails. It's like a raffle, and I'm like, oh, it's a raffle. It's like, no, it's not. We're getting leads. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, all right. It's really we collecting leads.
There's a value,
but that's low hanging fruit.
Yes.
To be like, hey, we doing a raffle.
Yeah.
Enter into the raffle. And they were like, oh, I'm trying to win the raffle. But I didn't learn from a marketing perspective. We just collected 200 new names in the CRM that now we can blast out emails to.
Yep.
Okay.
Versus me, I'm individually like, oh, take down my number, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But Bruce like, nah, everybody apply for this thing. And I'm like,
That's a great
oh,
example.
man. Yeah, it's like it
That's a
changed my whole
great
perspective
example.
on it.
I love that.
So I would say for marketing, that was one.
And to be able to identify your strengths and weaknesses, right? And Bruce, where he compliments you well, because you are more used to self-sufficient, going out, bringing in your own leads, whether it be when you were knocking doors for another roofing company.
Yep.
Speaking of which, do you still do that, or is this full time?
I'm full time now, man, by the graces of God. Yeah,
Yeah.
it pushed me out. Pushed me out.
Yeah. So did you see a need for help to boost your brand and what you were doing? Is that why Bruce came in?
Not at all. Bruce wanted, from my knowledge, I don't want to, speak wrong on Bruce, but from my knowledge, Bruce wanted to train.
Okay.
He wanted to create an academy, and he wanted to get in front of people. But he realized it would take him longer if he did it by himself. He's like, you already got the follow, and everybody know who you are. You speak at every event. He's like, man, I think we should partnership. And the biggest thing that attracted me, anybody that's out there looking to like partner with somebody, do the stuff they don't like to do. Don't come in there and do the same thing that they do, because it's like, why I need you. So Bruce was like, listen, we'll handle the back end stuff. I got video guys. Like, we'll build out the academy. I just need you to show up and perform. I said, you just need me to record? He's like, just record. I said, bet, say less, right? So it was like he let me do my strength, which is getting in front of people. And this year we did about, maybe 5 to 6 events together. I put Bruce in front of over 1,000+ people this year that nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
But now they like, oh, Bruce and Dashaun. So he attached his wagon to mine because I already had momentum. And he knew, all right, these are things you're not doing. I can do that for you. And also he got a team. I don't know what Jared at, but Jared, like our media guy, we got like 2 girls working the booth, and it all came with Bruce. Like it's not me, but everybody that comes to the booth, they're like, Dashaun. And now they all like, oh shit, everybody know this guy. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think you got to compliment, like you said, compliment the stuff that he's not good at.
Yeah.
And then that's how you create like real good partnerships. But of course I knew this, but Bruce had the guts to actually DM me. And I would say also one thing he did that most people don't do when you DM somebody, he came to me with everything he could do for me versus asking, how can I help him? And I think most people jump in people's DMs, or when you reach out to people, it's all about, hey, man, you got TC Backer, man, you got the podcast. Listen, man, I can get on the podcast and I can do this and do that. And it's like, but what you doing for me? So Bruce came with a different mindset, and I respect him for that. That dude like a brother to me, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, man. It sounds like you guys are doing great things over there and impacting people. And I know early on, you've been on the show 3, maybe 4 times already.
Yep.
And your message to me has been, whether it was helping homeowners, helping clients, teaching people how to feel more comfortable in front of homeowners, overcoming objectives, all of those things. The path that you've been on has been of service to others. Let's talk about that a little bit, because the very first time that you came on the show, I think you got very emotional and sentimental because of when you found the roofing space, or when the roofing space found you. Why you got into this, at least back then, it was because of your children.
Yep.
And you were serving them. So let's talk a little bit about what this has done for you to be able to do more of that.
Yeah. So I still spend a lot of time with my kids, which I'm blessed. So me and my kids and mom, we separated about 3 years ago. So we do 50-50 custody. So I get my kids Sunday through Wednesday. And the beauty of that Sunday through Wednesday schedule is like when I'm home with the gang, I'm home with the gang. Like I don't work, I don't go to no job. I take my kids to all their practices. I take them to all their doctor's appointments. Like I take them to school, pick them up from school. Like I get to spend so much like that quality time with my kids. And then on the weekends, I get to go train and I get to just get locked in, no distractions, and go on and do my thing. I don't know if anybody watched John Cenak's training today, which shout out to John Cenak. Love that guy. But the problem, at least this is my personal perspective, I think the problem with some people that come into this industry and they want to be on these stages and they want to do these things, they want the notoriety and the recognition, the validation. They want somebody to say, "Ooh, you on stage." And it's like, that's why since now with the brand blowing up, I got time to like perfect my craft even more, to master my craft even more. Because a lot of people say they're experts, but people don't look for experts. They look for masters. What's the difference? Everybody can be an expert. What is a master? A master is somebody that pays you because you uniquely can do something and I can't do that. Like, so now I get the ability to master my craft, right? And spend time with my kids. And my son, he still want to knock doors at 8 years old, man, because he thinks that's how you make money. You know what I mean? He sold on that. So this industry and then this opportunity has freed me up tremendously. But we about to make some shifts next year too.
Okay, good stuff. That's real good stuff. Now, what about, impacting the industry? Like you said, some people do this for themselves, right? But you, again, your message that I've always received from you was being able to serve others.
Serving others, right? And like John Cenak, he said, when you become a master, money chases you. You don't chase money, right? So it's like I still put out free content. We got an academy, and I still put out free content, right? Just like Adam Bensman, which is like one of my brothers as well, right? So we've been able to get in front of more people. As far as like, I still do free coaching calls with guys. Guys be like, "Man, I love your stuff," and I'm like, "Well, let's just get on a free coaching call." And they're like, "Seriously?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro." And I'm like, the only reason I charge is because people would call me stupid if I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I would do it for free if I could. And still the most important thing to me is making sure people that get into this industry don't struggle. So they can get the information that they need to take care of their family at a high level. With you being a business owner, man, I don't care what nobody say. Getting the check, cool. Buying a new truck, cool, right? Hitting a new revenue goal with your company, cool. But what's cooler than that? Watching one of your sales reps go buy a new car. Watching your sales rep go buy something for his wife that he couldn't afford a year ago. Watching guys go on vacations that they think they couldn't take from years from now, right? I was sitting down with a lady that worked for Hook Agency. She bought an $8,000 Cartier bracelet. 8 bands on a bracelet. You know what I'm saying? That's what this industry doing for people. And being able to serve the community and put people in that position. Like, guys DMing me, because I don't show a lot of the stuff that people say to me, because for what? I like to enjoy it myself, right? But guys writing me and they're like, "Man, without you, I wouldn't be in this industry, man. Thank you so much." Like a guy came up to me, he was like, "Man, I just want to say hey and thank you." I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "Man, your videos done got me to where I'm at. You impacting so many lives, man. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but keep doing what you're doing, because without you, like, I wouldn't be here." So it's like the service is what makes it so worth it, man. It ain't the money. The money cool. I think anybody who enjoy the money more than me is my daughter, right? I mean, she just won everything, but serving the community is what makes it so worth it.
So speaking of getting into this community, can you share a little bit for those that don't know, how did you get into this thing 8 years ago?
I still tell everybody it's a complete mistake. Never applied for this job. Probably still wouldn't have done it even if I knew about it, because who want to knock doors, right? But a complete mistake. My best friend, his really good friend, was like, "Hey, I see how you mingle with crowds. I think you'd be good at it." And I'm like, "All right, I'm down." Right? Turns out it's door-to-door sales. They give me a script. They tell me to learn the script. I come back. They take me out 2 days, and after that, they're like, "You got it." Kind of like, you know what I mean, how they did it years ago. And I fell in love with the ability to like write my own paychecks. Once my mindset shifted, because the first thing when I first got started, the issue was I was free. I'm like, whoa, nobody telling me when to go to work, when to go home, when to go on break. So I would go knock doors, and for 2 hours I would do nothing. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I would go chill with my homies for 2 hours and then go knock doors for 2 hours. And then when it clicked in my head, like, whoa, you get paid for your results. And then I started learning that me and Ty can have the same job, but I can outwork him and make more money than him. I fell in love with that. So that's kind of how I got into this. I tell everybody this is the best mistake of my life. You know what I mean? Because I didn't do it on purpose.
I love that. That was a great question. I wanted to ask you one more question before. I'm sure Chris wanted to ask you a question, but getting back to the serving part,
Yes, sir.
and impacting others, why does that mean so much to you?
Why does it mean so much to me is, so for me personally, I feel like Roof Hustles was a calling.
Mhm.
It wasn't like, oh man, I want to do this so everybody know me. So I believe visions come vertically, right? I believe God gave everybody a vision. If you don't do nothing with it, he give it to somebody else. Why? Because this vision still needs to manifest into reality, right? In some form or fashion. Because we all done had an idea and you on TV and you're like, man, that was my idea. And it's like, yeah, but you ain't do nothing with the vision, right? So the reason why it matters so much is because I'm a firm believer, like the thing that makes life valuable, it ain't about the money that you make. It's about how many lives can you impact while you're here, right? Because, okay, cool, you made millions of dollars, but nobody like you, right? So I be at my booth or I just be around and people be like, man, somebody told me I need to meet you. And I'm like, me? They're like, yeah, man, everybody. Last night we leaving the bar and they told me like, Roof Hustles, you need to meet this guy. And it's like, that's the stuff that's dope. It ain't the $10,000 that I made. It's the fact that when I'm not around, people saying good things about me, right? And being able to pour into other people's lives, like that's how you leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you leave generational wealth and all of those things, but what's a real legacy? That we still talk about Martin Luther King. Nobody don't know what Martin Luther King kids got when he died. Nobody don't know if he left properties or left money, but they say Martin Luther King, his daddy, and like that makes him proud because they talk about his daddy in a positive way. So
Such a good example.
when you impact lives, your message continues to spread, and now people gonna talk about how you need to do door to door because of this guy, So when you leave your impression on other people, man, it's just a priceless. It's something that we all strive to do, and I'm just blessed that I get the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, very well spoken. That was a great example. I love how you use Martin Luther King, but even what you said prior to that, and then to finish it out. And I knew that about you already, but I wanted our viewers and listeners to hear you say that. And that's he's not lying. This is why he's in doing this, whether it was because of his upbringing and didn't have much and wanted to impact people and so they didn't have to struggle the way that he struggled and all that good stuff. I mean, you didn't get down in the weeds too far onto that, but I know that part of you, the struggle that you had and how blessed that you stumbled across the roofing industry.
Yeah, no,
right?
seriously, it's the eighth wonder of the world. It's the best kept secret. I tell so one man's obedience is tied to so many other men's destinies, right? And when you obedient to your calling, whatever God give you, right? TC Backer, like it's only like you didn't start this because you're like, man, I want everybody to say TC Backer. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like it's information that need to get put out here, and I feel like I've been called to do it. But one man's obedience is tied to so many other men's destinies. Now it's a group of Black people, Latinos, all of these people that's in the roofing industry now because of me. Not on some like ego stuff, but it's like they saw somebody that looked like them and they're like, if he do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of serving people because you showed them like your scars, your blemishes, your mishaps, but there's still success that can come with that. But most people don't want to mess up. They don't want to feel the mishap. So they want to see perfection. So we like to show people like, man, you don't got to be perfect to make it. You just got to take the first step at least.
They want to bury those talents.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we like to show our scars, show them, be transparent, and just let them know like when you're born to win, you're born to win, dog. It don't matter.
That's right.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So before we get off here, what would you like to leave everybody with?
Yeah.
Little golden nugget.
If I want to leave anybody with any golden nugget, I just like to say, I learned it from one of my coaches, and I love to preach this anytime, share any opportunity I get. Is disruption will always follow your intentions, right? So, anytime you make a decision to do something great in life, excuse my language, a bunch of effed up stuff gonna happen, right? Somebody gonna die. You're gonna go through a breakup. You're gonna get a flat tire. Your car gonna break. Like you're gonna get sick. Like something gonna happen in your life because just because you said you want something don't mean you deserve something. Right. I'm a firm believer. Guys say, okay, you want it. Now, are you willing to go through the thing that it requires to have it? And most people say they want to be successful because they can say it, not because they actually want to go through the thing that it requires to be successful. They get a high off of saying, I want to be successful. I want generational wealth. I want to leave a legacy. They get a high off that because it don't feel good to say, I want to be average. I want to make like $40,000 a year. I want to drink a 12-pack every day, right? I want to watch Netflix. I want to be a fantasy football guru. And I want to argue with my girl every now and then. And, I kind of want life just to be whatever. It don't feel good to say that. It feel good to say I want to make 6 figures a year. So I just want to let people know disruption always gonna follow your intentions. If you say you really want something, be prepared to go through all of the trials and tribulations that it requires to happen.
I love
What
that.
ABC? What does ABC mean?
Adversity builds character, baby.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
love it.
you need to go through
There you
something
go.
in life so you can grow through. It can grow and become the person that you need to become to sustain the success that you desire.
Amen.
There's a lot of gold nuggets there.
Yeah, man. All day long. So what's the best way for those that are listening to get a hold of you?
We easy to find, baby. For all my people that love the brand, just always remember, keep your branding simple and easy to identify. That's why when you see the bow tie, you think of this guy, right? But we easy to find on Facebook is Dashaun Bryant, Instagram is Roof Hustlers, TikTok is Roof Hustlers, and anytime you look up Roof Hustlers, you see the name, you see the face. I'm easy to find. Best Hustler Academy. Find us. We're doing a RoofCon special, $500. And let's say if you see this video afterwards and you say, well, I watched the live at RoofCon, we still honor it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the way you can find us, and we easy to find. And on YouTube is Roof Hustlers as well.
Love it, man. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming on. And
Thank you.
Dashaun.
Thank you.
Man, it's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. And thank you for everyone for tuning in. We'll see you again in probably 10 minutes.
Yes, sir.